Hello, I'm Carl Charisse, the founder of Horizon CX based in Boston, Massachusetts. COVID-19 has disrupted us all in many ways. Our once vibrant economy has plummeted and come to a near standstill, and the future of our businesses is uncertain. At Horizon CX, we know that our clients are worried about their own companies yearning to get back on track economically and to reconnect with their customers to ensure their relationships are sound and secure. While this downtime is at very least inconvenient, threatening, and highly abnormal for you and your colleagues, perhaps it can also be a time to gain new customer management skills so that when a more normal business environment returns, you can be more prepared to rekindle dormant relationships and support your customers as they seek to get back on track. We know the value of experience management, best practices, including communications, adaptability, synergy, and trust. We enable clients to be the very best they can be in assessing and managing their customer experiences, and during this disconcerting time, we are prepared to work with you. I want to introduce you to a program of training that we developed to serve the exciting and expanding role of customer experience management. Our training program, called CX Pro, is a practical and experiential hands-on training and certification course designed and developed for those in a customer experience management role within their organization. Anyone new to the role of customer experience, just getting started in a customer experience role, or even those that have been within a customer experience role for some time, will find this formalized and structured training course in the basic essentials of customer experience management helpful in building their customer experience knowledge base and augmenting their careers. Led by two certified customer experience professionals with over 40 collective years of experience between them in the field of customer experience management, this course and certification program will prepare you with the fundamental knowledge and skills required of a successful customer experience professional. It is a certification course, meaning that there is an exam after the class that, when passed, will earn you the CX Pro designation. The CX Pro course content aligns with the 6 disciplines of customer experience as outlined by the Customer Experience Professionals Association, or CXPA. Let's take a closer look into what the CX Pro course includes. Before we can approach the management of customer experience, we first need to establish what customer experience is, and by that, I mean what we need to have is a definitive description of what customer experience involves and what it doesn't involve. In other words, what are its key elements and what are its boundaries? We must also understand how to ensure that customer experience goals and objectives integrate with organizational and departmental goals and objectives. Designing customer experience is a critical factor when you consider that unless you design what you want your customers' experiences to be, it ends up as customer experience by default or by chance. And that's not a very effective way to ensure that your business goals and objectives are going to be achieved. So we spend some time understanding the characteristics of designing customer experiences, which generally follows most design principles. Organizational culture is as much a foundation of delivering superior customer experiences as it is a specific set of best practices, and it begins here. Organizations must be ready for this, as it often requires a cultural shift, or at least a shift in mindset from being product-centered to becoming more customer-centered. It is critically important as a foundation to build a solid business case for customer experience, along with setting of reasonable and achievable goals to reach the objectives over the long term. To move forward with a customer-first mentality and associated customer-centric behaviors, organizations must first understand their current maturity level, and maturity assessments are among the most common tools used to determine that. In this part of the course, we introduce participants to several maturity models to assess their own organization to discover where they fall within the customer experience maturity continuum. Customer journey management and mapping is one of the most critical tools within the customer experience management toolkit. It begins with the understanding of the customer's experience currently from the customer's perspective, which is neither simple nor easy. The map itself is simply an infographic representation of customer journey based on one or more personas. However, the real intent of customer journeys is change management, changing from what currently is to what is desired. This is a pivotal aspect of the customer experience process. We learn how maps are developed, what resources are needed to create them, when the mapping process has the most immediate effect, and why this needs to be a dynamic process. When measuring the voice of the customer, there are a suite of common metrics that can be applied. Among them are the Net Promoter Score, the overall customer satisfaction score, and the customer effort score. This topic provides the learner with a summary of each of the most common metrics used today and some that are less often used but may be highly effective depending on your industry. Within this topic, we discuss the various rating scales used along with these metrics, the sampling effects on them, international scoring and weighting, the use of rolling averages when reporting scores, benchmarks, and benchmarking studies. Creating surveys involves an equal amount of art and science, and the results from a well-designed and well-developed survey instrument can often constitute the difference between success and failure. We present the major types of surveys commonly used: relationship, transactional, focused, and research-based, along with examples of good and not so good survey structure. This topic is closely tied with what was presented within customer journeys, as those discoveries directly help drive the content of a well-developed survey instrument. Survey deployment requires considerable and careful planning, and this topic addresses advanced communication strategies, properly announcing the intent of surveys, internal socialization, timing of deployments, list cleansing, crafting effective survey invitations and subject lines that will result in higher open rates and response rates. Survey deployment methodologies are also discussed: email, snail mail, web-enabled, and effective ways to ensure responsiveness and reducing or eliminating survey fatigue. Managing cases is one of the best ways an organization can demonstrate its commitment to customer experience by acknowledging customer feedback and responding in kind, thereby closing the loop. This assures customers that organizations are prepared and willing to act and help guarantee customers continuing to provide feedback whenever it is requested. We address automating the closed loop process to allow for more prompt follow-up and communication, using case management tools effectively to provide added transparency and solving the more systemic issues that are causing customer problems in the first place. Several closed loop frameworks are introduced and recommended as best practices. Data analysis fundamentals is part of this course and includes both quantitative and qualitative analysis. The use of data segmentation techniques, key driver analysis, regression and correlation analysis, and predictive analytics are part of the quantitative discussion. From a qualitative data perspective, text analytics, word clouds, sentiment analysis, and manual comment coding techniques are included, along with experiential exercises. Change management represents the holy grail of customer experience and constitutes the real end goal of customer experience. Without change, nothing significant ever evolves and the status quo prevails. Two models of change management are discussed: the Cotter 8-step model and the ADKAR model. Both are widely used in business, and our approach is to take these both within the context of change as a result of customer feedback. Example scenarios are offered, and the learner is encouraged to either choose the more appropriate one for their business or synthesize and/or customize their own approach based on what these two models have to offer. Finally, as with any systematic process of design, deployment, measurement, responsiveness, application, and change management, there needs to be a mechanism in place to measure success over time. This topic is dedicated to offering various methods that the customer experience practitioner can employ to gauge overall success and where interventions may be required. The CX Pro Customer Experience Training and Certification Program is a hands-on experiential course that prepares you with the fundamental knowledge and skills required to be a successful CX professional. It began originally as a 2-day in-classroom experience that has now evolved into a virtual instructor-led format that runs just like an in-person class that you can now attend from the comfort and convenience of your own home-based location. Each class meets for 6 sessions, 2 hours during the evenings from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time for 3 days each week, Tuesday through Thursday, for 2 successive weeks. The course includes an exam, as this also is a certification course, meaning that the exam is offered to each participant after class, which, when passed, will earn them the CX Pro certification. We can also serve any organization wishing to have a group of employees at their location experience this training course, either in the virtual online instructor-led format as described here, or by special arrangement, we can conduct this training on site. We hope this brief introduction of CX Pro training and certification was informative and helpful to you in deciding whether this training course is for you, and we encourage you to visit us on the web at www.horizoncx.com and to ask us for further information by emailing us at info@horizoncx.com or calling us today at 508-989-7379. Thank you for your kind attention and for listening.